For the past 4 years, I was in tech sales, selling different softwares and working for people that I'm so happy I no longer work for.
If you want to have an extraordinary life, you're going to have to be willing to do things that ordinary people are not willing to do.
Knowing nothing about real estate, I mean, one of the most important things is being able to offer someone a real number that's you can actually offer. It's like,
I remember when I was starting out making these calls, and I don't know when I'm going to get paid or if I'm ever going to get paid.
Yeah. Another crazy thing about wholesaling real estate is how much money multiple people can make in a deal that I learned.
Yeah, my first call was bad, and so was my second and my 10th. But eventually, by 50, I got a little bit better about it. And then, every single time you start to get comfortable, and then it's no big deal.
I like making my own schedule, doing what I want to do. I also don't like people telling me what to do.
Yeah. The first thing I want to talk about is, can you just sort of tell me about your life before you started wholesaling, which was also, when did you get started? Was that February or March?
February.
Okay.
The end or the middle of February 14th, be exact.
All right, that's when I started my business. Okay. So what were you doing before that?
So for the past 4 years, I was in tech sales, selling different softwares and working for people that I'm so happy I no longer work for.
Yeah. Why is that?
Just having to have someone that has the authority to tell me what to do every day. I like making my own schedule, doing what I want to do. I also don't like people telling me what to do.
Yeah. I remember we talked about, like, in the beginning, I remember because I was talking about something and I was just like, dude, when I was working rate jobs, I hated the fact that, like, at any time this person could just decide that, like, they don't need me, or they could replace me with AI or somebody else that they thought was bigger or better, whatever it was. And it's just like, I'm done. Like, that's completely out of my control. I hate that.
Yeah, I had that exact same feeling too. And that's kind of how I bridged into kind of wholesaling, right? So I had some interests. I hate to message you in the past before. And then in like January, I had 2 massive contracts closing in July, right?
Yeah.
And they were literally both were massive contracts that I would have got massive commissions on. So instead of my company paying us out on these deals, they literally just decided to do a restructure.
Wait, are you serious?
Swear.
And you never got
paid for it? Never got paid.
Holy shit.
They were both $100,000.
Oh my God, that's fucking brutal.
So instead of paying me out for it, they gave me I think it was like a 3 or 4 month severance, something like that.
Oh my God.
So I had like a 3 or 4 month bridge and I was like, and that's when I was just like, I'm never ever working for someone again. And that's when I messaged you. Literally the day that they told me that, I literally messaged you and I was like, hey man, I'm ready to do that.
Yeah. Well, you did, brother. I mean, and you hit the ground running. So you started your business in the middle of February, and then we were just talking about this before. You was one of, like, the fastest closed deals, like, from somebody who joined the program, and you didn't have real estate experience. Now, obviously, you had sales experience, but you didn't know, like, you were never a realtor and any sort of real estate experience.
Never a realtor, never any real estate experience, honestly. I mean, I knew about real estate, but I didn't know what an escrow. Yeah, I was like, what's an escrow agent? What's a title company?
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Well, so tell me about that first deal.
So that first deal, I mean, I literally followed your process to a T. Pulled the list, literally got on batch dialer and was just dialing all day, every single day.
How many, do you know, like, what your talk time was, or how many dials
I don't know my talk time, but I was making between 1,200 and 1,500 dials a day.
All right, so you were calling enemies like 6 hours.
Yeah.
Of straight work.
Yeah, all by myself. I think it was like a 3-line dialer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just happened to get in contact with this lady down in Tucson, and she was just ready to sell it. And she was like, this other company offered me $380. If you can beat that, I'll sell it to you right now. I was like, all right, let's do $382. And she was like, oh my gosh, okay. Got it locked up under contract. It was a couple weeks in from starting your program, honestly.
I think it was less than 30 days. Less than, like, exactly, but because I think you're the fastest person to join the program, not only get a deal under contract, but then also assign it.
Yeah.
Also then talk about that, because you got under contract and then...
Got it under contract. And then I literally had it assigned and sold within an hour of me having it under contract.
Okay, and it was assigned, signed, and, like, that person was on the way to deposit.
Yeah.
Earnest
Money was deposited within an hour and everything.
Yeah. And that was, what was it, $33,000?
$33,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
And then from there, I was just like, holy cow.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
So that was, I mean, now we're talking like what, 6 months ago? So 6 months ago. So now what does it look like from closing that first deal into now?
So I've slowly started to scale a little bit more, right? So I first started out with 2 cold callers to 3. Now, as of yesterday, I just hired on a 4th. And I'm slowly starting to scale a little bit more as I go. And I'm eventually here looking to hire in a couple more people on my team.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're now are you've got a full process going. You're generating leads. You have been like amazing understanding of how these deals work. I mean, we're talking the other day. Now you're doing these crazy like creative finance deals that I'm asking you questions about because it's so I haven't even seen before. And you're running this operation. The next step for you is definitely getting some people who can, work these leads, help you sell deals, things like that. Oh, gotcha. Well, I mean, I'm telling you right now, like Hunter is seriously the fastest person who's ever gotten into something, and he's obviously a fuck least going closing deals. If anybody is wanting to get into real estate and they want to work for somebody who's going to be able to help them and be able to guide them and show them this process, and you're going to go make a ton of money because I know this guy's doing deals. There's going to be a link below this video where you can go ahead and apply to work directly with Hunter and get started in the world of real estate. If you have sales skills, if you're willing to work hard, this is going to be the perfect opportunity for anybody that's hungry and wants to make wide. Appreciate that. And yeah, what's going to be on the application? Just to fill out their
Name, phone number. If you got any wholesale experience. If you don't, it's honestly not that big of a deal. We can worry about that later, and I'll teach you everything you need to know. I'm going to use the exact same strategy that Tyson and Blake taught me. So,
well, we didn't reinvent the wheel, right? We were talking about this also earlier. It's like there's a million different ways to make money, even in real estate. Now there's a million different ways to make money just out there, but in real estate specifically, there's all kinds of things. People are talking about, land flipping and Airbnb arbitrage, all these other things, and we're saying now they all work. Everything works. It's just a matter of what you put your time into, and if you just do it consistently.
yeah.
And I mean, you proved that to a T when you came in not knowing anything about real estate, put your head down for less than 30 days and made $33,000. Yeah, and it ran up a teacher's salary in a month going through a significant experience, which is crazy. So, all right. So you've now done a plethora of deals since then. And we're to the point now where basically, because we talked about this, when it comes to scaling a wholesale business, it's kind of the teeter-totter of like, once you know what you know, once you've closed deals and, you have the experience, what's going on here. It's a teeter-totter of two things of, okay, I need to generate more leads and more people who need to sell their house. And then I need more people to help me, work these leads, make offers, get properties under contract, and then sell those deals. And then it's a balancing act of, okay, once you have more people, then you need more leads. And then you have people and more leads. And then that's how you go and make more money. So what are your goals for the next 6 months? Or let's say, because we're September. Yeah, let's say next 6 months.
As in
For the wholesale.
for the wholesale business. So honestly, within the next 6 months, I'm really wanting to open up my own office here.
Yeah.
And probably have 4 or 5 people that come work for me.
Yeah.
On the acquisition side.
Yeah.
And then I have a pretty good dispo process right now, especially in Arizona, because I got connected with like Spencer Caldwell's team.
Yeah.
$1,500 to dispo a deal.
Oh, I mean, it's a cheat code. Like, that's where we're really lucky here is that there are a handful. There's like a 2 or 3 people that I can be on the top of my head where they give you great splits on selling deals, and they know all of these people. Like, it was funny. I was talking to Spencer, and we were talking about, I was like, come work, because there's a deal in particular I saw, and I was like, who bought this deal? Yeah, like it did not make sense at all. He's like, dude, I know these people who they own, 500 houses that are all free and clear that they bought in 2009, and they're not getting money from banks or they're just pouring equity out of their houses, and that's how they can get into these deals for so much more money than anybody else. And people like that are impossible to get a hold of, right? But that's why you have connections like Spencer, a million other people. And also, I just think it's very important to stay close to the dispo side and as an owner operator. Just because like that is a very relationship based
100%.
where it can be difficult if you start to have somebody else fill that where like no, I want to talk to Hunter, like this guy, right? Okay, so that's good. So you want to get an office here, person? Okay.
I know when we were talking too, you kind of had Well, I mean, in both ways about it. I'm not, what do you think about that?
Well, there's advantage to both. Here's the thing that I really liked about having an office is like, for me, it was really important to like, I know this is like a bullshit thing to throw around, but like company culture,
Yeah.
like my office was always like fun. Like, we're all in there, like everybody, very important. Like the number one thing to work on my team was I had to like you. Like I wanted to actually spend time with you. I wanted like, to go to dinner or hang out. And so, everybody in my office, like we're just like, it was, a bunch of friends and hanging out, having a good time and like making a bunch of money. That is like impossible to replicate doing things virtual. Right. Now, the thing I like about virtual is I've expanded my talent pool to like all over the place. Right. So now, my the CEO of my wholesale business, he was living here, but he's moving to Texas. No problem, right? I've got an acquisitions agent who's in Alabama. I have one who's in another one somewhere all around, yeah, somewhere else. Like, and that allows for that flexibility. But it's just something you completely miss when you have something in house. Not to mention, you can have much better oversight, right? You can hear somebody down the hall and you're like, yo, what the hell did they say? Is that? Or if they need help with something, that yo, hey, I got this lead, this person, how should I do this? They can come to your office right there. That's just something you can't get. Um, yeah, then that's awesome. So obviously you came in, you got success really quickly, but it's no wonder to me because you just did the fucking work, right? You got in, you started making the calls. Where people go wrong is they sit down, they spend all their time. Like I need to watch every single video and I need to learn everything. Like you just said, I don't know what estrage, I don't know what title company is. None of that shit matters.
Yeah.
Now, all that matters is getting a deal under contract.
Yeah.
From there, everything else sorts itself out. But through the beginning, how do you feel, or I'd say, what do you think was the like most beneficial part about the virtual fit formative program?
Honestly, the trainings every single night
Yeah,
and the instant answers to literally any question I had.
yeah,
So, I mean, Blake every single night does a training, one-on-one trainings, and goes over different, like any updates in the industry or if anyone has a question about a property. Also, another massive advantage that I really like too was all the underwriting.
yeah,
I mean, knowing nothing about real estate,
yeah.
I mean, one of the most important things is being able to offer someone a real number that's you can actually offer rather than offering way over, getting it under contract for something that's not even reasonable at all.
Well, down too little, or yeah, never. You sure if you can get at that price, you can go make 100,000.
Yeah,
But it's like,
exactly. But a huge advantage too was the underwriting too. Well, it's just knowing what you could offer and going back to them and being, hey, this is what I can offer, knowing that you're offering something correct.
well, so here's the thing. I can show anybody everything they need to know about how to wholesale real estate and like get started in 2 hours. However, the thing that you can do is teaching them how to underwrite.
Yeah.
And so for those guys who don't know, underwriting is actually valuing a deal. And you look at a house and say, okay, based on what I know about this house and I know about the condition of it, and based on the other houses in the neighborhood, how nice they are, what they're selling for, here's how much we can offer this person for this house. And here's what we're going to be able to sell it for to a cash buyer, right? Because once you know what you can sell it for, okay, whatever I can get underneath there, that's how we're going to make our money. And inside the inner circle, we offer underwriting services to the students. So we can bridge that gap for you where you don't need to learn all that crazy stuff about underwriting and you're going to learn a lot faster because anytime you get a seller who said, yeah, I want to sell, you submit it. We tell you, hey, here's what you're going to be able to sell for. Here's what you're going to be able to offer. Here's all the relevant comps. Here's some things you should bring into the seller when you make your offer. So you can go in, be confident in your numbers and be able to get that deal. But that's the thing that it's funny because when it comes to education and helping people learn this, is that to me was like the thing that I always wanted. Like when I was getting started, is I never like was sure on my numbers, and I wish that I had somebody that I could take it to, and they're like, yeah, it looks good, or here's what it should be, and that just didn't exist. But the thing is, a lot of these like new people who come in, they don't even understand the value of it.
Yeah, no, it's massive.
Because you don't see it until you start doing it. Right? Oh, fuck. I know I watched the video on how to find ARB, but now when I'm looking at this house,
Yeah.
is it this or is it this? And also just underwriting is like, I wish it was an exact science of this how it should be every single time, but it's very, like it's kind of an art where you have that just sort of like use your intuition on certain things. And There's also just a lot to know. Like, oh, hey, is this house backing commercial? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to take off for that. Oh, it's on a double yellow line. I'm going to take off for that. It's in a school zone. Oh, does that increase the value or does it decrease the value? Well, it depends on the school zone. It depends on the type of house. Like, there's all kinds of,
And that's a lot of things that someone new would not even think of.
right. You used, I mean, and there's a million things like that. And I think eventually we'll get to the point where like AI will be able to do it. And I think it's probably close. We've been, kind of developing like a prompt for ChatGPT, and it's still not where it needs.
What do you mean by that?
Basically, in ChatGPT, building a whole compendium of like, I need you to analyze this house. You need to be aware of, and then 100 things. You need to know, like, hey, only look at houses that are in the same, neighborhood, which are dictated by this. Only look within, plus or 10-year built. Only look, if a roof has a stucco roof, don't compare it to a tile roof.
Yeah.
It's 2 stories, don't compare it to 1 story.
Where are you pulling that data from, Zillow or what?
Yeah, so basically you get it like a Zillow API, and then we have this prompt with ChatGPT, and then we're gonna build it. Basically, there's this thing called Lovable that is like it's kind of like ChatGPT, but you talk to it and it helps it build apps. So we got these 2 things together, and we're trying to now. Again, this isn't even something that's even close to me done, but I mean, I can tell you this ChatGPT prompt is paragraphs long of all these little things that, as we think of, like, oh, does this house have a basement? How do we account for that? Right? Because, for instance, now we don't really have this problem in Arizona, but you go to somewhere like Ohio, you have 2 properties, they're both 1,200 square feet, but one has a basement. It's like, okay, how much, should we give that house for having a basement? Well, now just for anybody watching, you give 50% of the price per square foot. And then that's how you analyze that. But yeah, there's just little things like that. It takes time.
Yeah. I also just kind of want to go back to kind of what we were just talking about in regards to the inner circle, right? And just how valuable it really was in like the training and everything. Like I was saying, the nightly trainings, just learning something new every single night was so valuable. And just all the questions that I had answered
Yeah.
like instantly was just awesome.
Well, hey,
And
that's news there.
obviously like it really paid off, and I would definitely recommend it to everyone.
Oh, good. So I'm really glad that you've had that experience, but you have to give yourself credit here. You just came in and you did the work. Like immediately you started making offers. Like what was it? Like was it that day or the next day? Like you were.
Oh yeah, I was gripping it since day one. Literally got the auto dialer and I was just sitting there. Didn't even know what I was saying.
Yeah.
And another thing too, I feel like a lot of people just get too worried about like following
Yeah.
and just making sure like, I mean, obviously I'll always go by the script and whatnot, but they're too worried about like messing up or saying something wrong, or at the end of the day, the seller doesn't know that you're not saying it like, oh, what you're, they have no clue.
Yeah.
They have no clue. And I've just kind of realized too, like I've had a few friends that have tried it, and it's not for everyone, but I feel like if you have the grit and you want to grind and you want to make a lot of money, it's really rewarding.
Well, here's the thing: is it's not for everybody, because if you want to, like, for instance, you see on social media and you see these big wire transfers and all this stuff, and you think that, oh well, you made it sound really easy. Well, it's because it's simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're just gonna go make $30,000 from making one phone call, and then for like, yeah, I'll sell my house for below market value. Like, it doesn't work like that. You do have to put in the work, and just not everybody's cut out for that. Yeah, and also another thing is that if you want to have an extraordinary life, you're gonna have to be willing to do things that ordinary people are not willing to do. It fucking is scary in the beginning of, like, I remember when I was starting out making these calls, and I don't know when I'm gonna get paid or if I'm ever gonna get paid.
Yeah.
But my thing was, I was like, dude, the only way I lose is if I just stop.
Yeah.
Now I see all these other people doing it, and if they can do it, like, why can't I?
Yeah. And that's honestly kind of what got me motivated too.
Yeah.
I was seeing you driving around your Rari and Rolls, and I was like, what the hell is Tyson doing?
Dude, bro, calm down. Yeah, and the thing with wholesaling is,
And your story too, I feel like we kind of had a similar start, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean, going to college and being that crazy guy and living it up, and then just doing that whole 180 and locking in. And
yeah.
Randy, you're a great example of it. I mean, you're living your life, got an amazing family, driving nice cars, beautiful house.
I appreciate that, man. But it's because of that, exactly what you said is at one point I had to lock in. And I had to realize like, okay, that thing. Well, here's what I said is in college and just like the beginning of like life, it's very easy to be cool. Like, okay, like you have the right friends, whatever, you work out, you do these things. Okay, you're the man, easy.
Yeah.
But once you're out of that, it's a lot more difficult. Like, okay, you have to make a lot of money. You also have to be in shape. You got to do these things. And all of a sudden I realized that. I was like, fuck, dude, just being in a frat and like doing that is not getting cut it anymore. Like,
It was cool.
yeah, that was certainly, but it's time to fucking grow up. It's hard now. And, but I mean, thank God I found wholesaling because it's just, it's a way to do that very quickly if you're willing to come aboard. I don't know of another business where you can come in and 30 days later walk away with 30 grand.
Yeah.
Like I've tried to think about it and it doesn't matter. I mean, you get anything. Like how many fucking fidget spinners do you have to sell recon to make 30,000 in profit? No, yeah, it's your fucking Shopify screenshot, but actually 30K in profit. Or there's just so many things out there that people are talking about. How many clients do you need paying you 2K a month to go make that? It's like, dude, you need to do one deal. And the thing is yes, getting that one deal is going to be difficult because you have to learn these things. You have to learn how to underwrite. You have to learn how to talk on the phone. And like, dude, like you were saying, when I got started, I was like so scared to be on the phone. I thought these people are going to yell at me. They're going to know that I don't know what I'm doing. But it's like, yeah, my first call was bad. And so was my second and my 10th. But eventually by 50, I got a little better. And then, every so time you start to get comfortable and then it's no big deal. But doing those things, all the time you spend trying to get the first deal, all those houses you look at and those offers you make that don't go through, that all adds up. And then once you close that first deal and you have some money, then you can put into getting BAs or, start texting or adding in another marketing channel. That's where all of a sudden knocking down your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th deals happen so much quicker. And it's like, damn, I remember when I was just like, fuck, if I could just make 10 grand, like this would be huge. Then I closed my first deal. I'm in 15. I was like, oh my God. All right, I've done that one time. Let's go do it 100. And it's the same process over. Now things change a little bit, but it's the same thing. Just if you certain inputs, if you make the calls, you make the offers, you're going to get the result of closed deals, big ass fucking checks.
Yeah. And like we keep saying too, I mean, you just got to put the work in. And then to go along, like with not knowing anything about the first deal, like my first deal, I literally got it under contract. And I basically, another crazy thing about wholesaling real estate is how much money multiple people can make in a deal that I learned. And I'm like, that's another crazy thing that I did not understand at first. So for instance, my first deal, I assigned it so I had it under contract for 382 and I assigned it for 415 to Kyle Allen. And then they sold it for like they added like another 15 or 10 or 15,000 or something like that on it too. And that's just like another crazy thing that I just didn't get at first. I'm like, this guy's making 10 grand and then this guy's making 20 and then this guy's making, I'm like,
well,
crazy.
I had a deal that I assigned. It was a mobile home.
Yeah.
I made 56 grand on my assignment fee. And then when we got the HUD, because it was all just straight assignments, there was no double closings or anything. There was another $90,000 over. That's crazy. Many people, they just kept getting assigned. Yeah. It was like, oh shit. Like this went through a lot of different things, but yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of money in it. And the thing is, when it comes to like making money when you don't have money, I feel like the best way is through sales. Sell somebody and get a commission, right? Obviously it's not commission, it's an assignment fee. We're not real estate brokers or real estate agents, but you need to find the most expensive thing you can sell. And they do that. Like if I have the buyers for private jets, I'd be wholesaling private jets because that is the most expensive thing I could possibly do, right? Because as like rather than fucking flipping couches on Facebook Marketplace to make $500, you flip a house and you make 15, yeah, or whatever it is. But the thing is, people don't realize that because they think, oh, like even now wholesaling is like much bigger than it used to be. So if you go to the an average person on the street and you say, do you know about wholesaling real estate? Like, what the fuck you tell you? Right, that you say, hey, like, would you want to start flipping houses? Like, oh, I'd love to. I just don't have the money to do it. Like, I don't know about construction or I don't have the money to buy these houses. And it's like, you don't need that.
Yeah. And another thing is, too, I mean, you don't need a license. Don't need really anything to get started.
Dude, levels the playing field for anybody. Yeah, you need a college degree. I mean, what you do need now. Here's the deal: is I used to be of the opinion like, hey, look, you could do this with absolutely nothing, which technically you could. You could literally go to the library, use their computer, get on Zillow, make offers for sale by owner houses. You need a cell phone, but homeless people can get cell phones now. I think like Obama phones or whatever. They can do that. And, you get contracts for free, and you technically could, but if honestly, I look back at it now because if I were to start over completely from zero, I wouldn't do it with no money. I would literally work at McDonald's until I had enough money to get like virtual flip leads or any kind of data and a dialer. Because you do that, which is a couple $100 a month, dude, you're set. Yeah. You have that with, I would say, now obviously going full time, it accelerates anything. If you have the ability to, hammer phone calls, make offers for 6 hours a day, that's going to help. But I think if you have 2 solid hours a day, right, and you're willing to put in the work with a couple hundred bucks a month, yeah, you could be 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 months away from closing that first deal. And then from there, that'll change.
I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, and like you were saying too, I mean, this will probably cut, but like that whole Pace thing, how he literally had a homeless lady. Yeah, well, literally do it. I mean, he probably helped her out a lot, but
Well, I mean, but still, yeah, he literally took a homeless lady and got her to literally closing a deal.
yeah,
But that just shows how possible it is. But I mean, look, you're very sharp, you're very good, but we have some people in the inner circle, and I've told them this at Mace, like, they're kind of dumb.
yeah.
And dude, they're closing deals,
Mhm.
right? And they're like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't know I could do it. I'm like, I did because yeah, that's really, I mean, it's simple. Like, it's not this crazy thing. It is, and this is another thing is, I was talking to Luke. I don't know if you've seen him in the inner circle. He's
Maybe.
yeah, he
Honestly, I haven't been too active lately.
well,
Due to that kind of.
yeah, you've graduated, you've been added moving on, making moves. But I mean, he's done like 600 grand in the last 4 months, and uh,
And just residential?
yeah,
Or is he?
yeah, he's dude making moves, bro.
How does he market?
He's same exact thing. He
Really?
cold callers, texting, all of it,
Jeez.
and he's a one man show. He doesn't have many employees.
No cold cards?
No, he has. Oh, we were saying he doesn't have many acquisitions or anything like that. He's consistently doing over 110K a month. Anyway, I was talking to him, and we were talking about when he was long started. Yeah, is was he raging? Oh, you should message him. He's a good dude. We'll talk to him. He was talking about when he was getting started because he was kind of similar. He was selling solar, like door to door and making good money. Like, he's making sometimes 30K a month, but he didn't like that he had to travel so much to do it. And he had, some stuff going on, and he went about wholesaling, and, I've talked to him like 3 or 4 times before he decided to commit and like really go all in on it. And every single time that we talked, he was like, is it really why would this not work? Like, what are the reasons why people fail? Yeah. And I was like, every single time, it's just because they don't make the calls. Like, if you make the calls, you make the offers, it's a math equation. You do that enough times, you're going to get deeper.
Yeah. And it's crazy, like, how simple that actually is, but people kind of overthink it. And what I mean by that is, like, people literally won't just do the work. If you literally just do the work
Yeah.
and make offers, you're gonna make money.
Yeah. Well, all this other stuff. I mean, even like, okay, for instance, people come in and they're like, well, once you get a deal, how do I find a cash buyer?
Yeah, don't worry about that later.
Dude, just have the deal.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing is there is no shortage of people in the United States who want to buy discounted real estate. No shortage of people, right? They're like, oh, but the market's bad. It's like, yeah, because it's overpriced. If you go find good deals, that keyword deal, right? It needs to be like, if you go into fucking a store and there's a 5% off sale, is that a deal? No, it needs to feel like you're getting a good deal, right? And if you can find that, they sell themselves. But yeah, they start to overcomplicate things, make problems in their head that are like problems they don't need. Like, you don't need to worry about finding cash buyers. You don't need to worry about having a website. You don't need to worry about what do I sound like on the phone, or does it matter if I have an LLC or any of this stuff. And you just call people, and then you make them a lowball offer for their house, and you do that enough times, you can be successful. It's going to work 100%. So you said you had some questions.
Yeah.
Just gotta get here.
So kind of in regards to scaling, because that's where I'm at and kind of right now in my business. So at what point did you realize that you needed to start bringing on more people?
It was as soon as I realized that the most important metric I realized for getting deals done was speed to lead. Meaning when a lead comes into my system, whether they just talked to a cold caller or responded to a text or a direct mail piece, if they saw my Google ad or whatever it was, from the moment it came into my system, how long does it take me and calling that person? Okay, right? Because as that timer starts ticking, like as it goes longer and longer before you reach out to that person, the chances of that turning into a signed contract go down drastically. Now, this is specifically for new leads. Obviously, you have leads in your system, you can follow it up with insurance deals, whatever. But as soon as I realized that it was taking me, leads were seeing my system for hours before they were able to call because I was on calls with other sellers, whatever, doing underwriting, making offers, these other things. I was like, oh shit, I need more people. So when it comes to scaling, I knew that I needed to hire employees because my leads were sitting for too long without getting talked to. And that doesn't mean, we have the automations of somebody came in, they're getting a text and said, hey, we'll reach out to you shortly. We need to think about this. If somebody's on the internet and they see your ad pop up, sell my house fast, and they go and they click that and then they fill out that information, do you think that they're going to start to see more or less ads like that?
Yeah.
They see a lot more. And they're going to fill out more of this stuff. Well, let's see. Okay, let's see. What do you think this guy will offer? Oh, this one's saying hedge fund buyers. They might pay, right? All this stuff. And now all of a sudden you're competing with more people. But if you can get that, if you strike while the iron's hot, you have much more chance of making money on it. So all of a sudden I realized something sitting too long as a kid, we need more people. And I started making ads. This is before I had like any kind of social media presence. And so just started ripping ads on Indeed and LinkedIn and hiring anybody who was willing to come give it a shot. My first person I ever hired, by the way, was this girl. She left me for lunch.
And also to kind of go along that, what was the first position that you hired? Acquisitions.
Yeah, 100%. So, now there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. I think that like getting like an executive assistant for some people who can do like Dispo, a TC, like that can be good as well. But acquisitions is where the money is made, right? Like we were saying, if you can get a good deal under contract, you're going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can get people who can do that consistently, that's like the most valuable thing in any wholesale organization.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was acquisitions.
And then another thing. So someone that's just kind of starting out, what are some processes that you kind of recommend for people that saves them from later on headaches?
Well, somebody who's just starting out, the number one thing you need to learn is a proper sales script. And what I mean by that, because I don't mean some long 15-page thing you're reading off of, but you need a framework to follow to make sure that you handle objections before they come up. And also that you're already pre-negotiating for the price. Yeah. So for instance, in the inner circle, we teach, the internal call, we teach how to find the motivation, we teach how to get the timeline, the condition of the property, the asking price, and then getting a commitment. Yeah. And for instance, something as simple as getting a commitment, and this is something that the beginners mess up on, is once I've taken somebody through a process, I know everything there is to know about the property. I know how much they want for it. I know when they want it sold. I know why they want to sell it. Before I make them an offer, I make them tell me that, yes, if I make them a good offer, they're going to sign it. Right? Because then this takes care of a problem. Because if they don't, so for instance, I got all the stuff. I'm going to say, hey, Hunter, appreciate, you answering all my questions. Let me ask you, if I take this back to my team and we get you an offer that makes sense and something that works for you, are you going to be ready to move forward today? And if you say anything other than yes, if you say, I'll need to whatever, I'm going to handle that right then and there.
Yeah.
Right? Because then people will say, I'm going to need to discuss it with my wife. I'll be perfect. Where's she at? How about we get her on the phone? Oh, she's not going to be on till later. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a call later so that I can do it with both of you or whatever it may be, right? Because as soon as you've made your first offer, your chips are kind of like all the thing. Like you kind of showed your cards. Mm-hmm. And that's not really a position you want to be in. Like you want to have made your offer and then be ready to make a decision. And so it's little things like that. I think people get too wrapped up in the weeds of, do I need to use prop stream or virtual flip leads? Or do I need to, get cold callers from over here or do it myself? Or what's the best dialer? Look, all of it works. Yes, there's going to be things that are better or worse, but all of it works. Virtual flip leads obviously is the best, but it's neither here nor there. But good. But any of it works. What matters is like learning a simple process for getting on the phone and then getting on the phone and making offers as soon as possible.
Yeah. Another thing that I kind of wanted to toss into is I've met a few other people just at conferences and whatnot that have paid $10,000 to $50,000 for these big time mentors here in Phoenix. Um, and they've literally got nothing out of it. And it's just crazy because there's so many people out there that are charging an arm, leg, and an ear to learn how to wholesale, and they're just getting taken advantage of. What I've learned in kind of this short amount of time and the initial investment was so worth it.
Oh, dude, I mean, I really appreciate to hear that. And I know, we've talked about kind of some of these other people and what they're charging and what people actually end up getting for it. I'll be the first to say, anybody can learn how to wholesale. You do not need to pay for a mentor. You do not need to go join my program or anything like that. In fact, I have everything on my YouTube for free. All the training, got a 3-hour course, literally goes over everything you ever need to know. You can watch on YouTube right now. Getting a mentor is not about that. What you need in a mentor is like what we were talking about earlier, is when you're getting started and you need help on things you didn't know how to do. We had weekly calls every night. You could get help on that right away.
Instantly.
If you need help with underwriting, we're there for that. The thing that a mentor is going to help you with, because you could be 100% successful without one, is getting there quicker, right? I mean, things can come up, roadblocks and stuff. They're going to be really hard to get past if you don't have somebody to ask for help. Yeah. But if you know, okay, hey, look, I'm ready to do this, instead of having to figure it out, I'd rather just be, get the blueprint already. Then boom, yes, get it on door. But it's not, I mean, I'll be the first to say it, it's not 100% necessary. You don't need to go pay somebody $50,000 to learn how to wholesale, for sure.
Yeah. And like the thing is too, I mean, I've been wanting to do it for a minute now.
Yeah.
And then literally this year, I finally made the jump, and I wish I would have started it sooner.
God, me too. I mean, I think about that because my dad got started 3 months before I did.
Oh, right. And so he taught you?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So how it worked was my dad was a realtor and didn't really like it.
Yeah.
He'd been a realtor like basically when I went to college in 2016. So he was working as a realtor for about 4 years. And then he heard of wholesaling. And also I should mention that I came back for a summer during college and I got my real estate license. And like basically he was like, yeah, like I'll show you, for a summer, I'll help you get your license and, we'll help you like, make your first sale or whatever it was. Did that for a summer and absolutely fucking hated it. Made no money and it sucked. And so I had a bad taste in my mouth about it. But then when my dad had learned about wholesaling and started texting me about it and showing me these checks, and I was like, dog, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know about this. That kind of sounds like a scam. This doesn't really sound like legal. Like, what do you mean? And this is me. And I didn't even know shit, right? I'm just like 22 years old, like in a frat house. But I was like, I don't know about it. He's like, dude, I'm telling you, like, this is something you need to look at. And I was like, nah, I don't want to. And he was like, fuck this job you have. Like, what are you going to go make fucking 70, 80K a year? I'm like, yeah, it's cash. I mean, yeah, I am. It's like, no, like, I'm telling you, you can make that fucking in a couple months if you just do this. Like, and he was showing me checks, right? Because he'd been doing it for 3 months. He'd done, probably a handful of deals in 3 months. And I was like, no. And then I graduated. COVID happened. My job went away. And I was like, all right, Dad, let's fucking do it. Because I had no other options. And I regret so much not just starting with him totally. Because, dude, if I'd started just like during college and stuff like that, I mean, there are kids in the inner circle that are in college that are closing fucking $20,000 deals.
There's a few that I spoke to that closing deals in college.
You don't know what I would do in college. If I got $20,000, dude, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
Or I'd be in head to toe Burberry, just in class. But yeah,
Tito's instead of Fleshman.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's funny. I mean, I've got he doesn't work for me anymore. He used to though. And he was 17 years old and he was talking about like his teachers getting mad because he was like literally like going to the bathroom and trying to close deals and stuff. And he started mouthing off to his teachers, being like, do you know how much money like I have coming through my phone? Like, it's more than your fucking salary, like shit like that. I'm like, oh, maybe let's not do that.
But I mean, it's true though.
Yeah. Well, and look, being a teacher is literally the hardest job ever. But holy shit, they get smoked. Get paid. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah. But anyway, I got going with my dad, and he was like, like I said, he'd been doing it for 3 months, so. We got in. I got a COVID stimulus check for like $2,500. Spent that all on data, okay, data to BA, and I was cold calling alongside the BA coming in, stuff like that. Just bumble fucking my way through it. Now, my dad kind of like told me what to do as far as like the script, but it's funny. We look back now, like what the process was versus what we do now, and it's just, we're idiots. And yeah, Club got that first deal, changed everything.
Yeah. So when you first started hiring VAs, how did you know, not knowing what like a VA does or what they should be doing,
Yeah.
how did you know that this VA will be better than this VA, that'll be better than this VA?
Well,
How did you judge that?
at that time, the vast majority of our knowledge came from like real estate meetups. Okay. So I don't know if they're still going on like they were back then, but it used to be like, a couple times a month, there'd be some different real estate meetup, some kind of wholesaler, flipper meetup thing. You go to that and we, just talk to people. And then that's what I heard about virtual assistants. Like, okay, so wait, you're hiring people to the Philippines and making calls for you for $3 an hour?
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, where do you find them? So is what we really did is just went on this website called onlinejobs.ph and we found, oh shit, these people have been, making cold calls for real estate investors for years, and they have years of experience for $3 an hour. So we're just like, all right, let's just try it. And then, we hire one and they're like, okay, this person's not getting any leads.
Yeah.
And okay, let's try another one. Right. But then, as time evolved, we talk to more people and they're like, okay, no, like we've got these, these agencies who are doing it and they hire, they train and they manage them and they make sure they're working and that you want to use this dialer because they can make more calls and things just evolved. But at the beginning, dude, just throwing shit at the wall and saw what stick.
Yeah. And honestly, one way that I look at it is like if they're going to talk to this guy for 20 minutes,
Yes.
I'm going to be able to close this guy.
Right. Well, that's the thing, bro. If somebody calls me about any house I have right now, are you interested in cap? No.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like, I'm not. So if anybody spends any amount of time, exactly like you said, talking with the VA, then there's just, they might not set it correctly, but there's some level of interest somewhere in there that, that's a person where it's worth talking to and definitely following up with one way or another.
So what are some other ways that you're marketing right now that you would kind of recommend?
Well, so, I mean, my biggest thing is just JBs, right? I mean, after this, I'm definitely going to put on my story, hey, who's got deals? And then from there, I'll probably get like 10 submissions and maybe one or two of them will be good and we'll go and get it sold. And that's free.
Do you underwrite all them?
What's up? No, yeah, they go to, if it need, basically my guy will look at it. And if he's like, hey, is this worth the time? Whatever, I'll look at it and say yes or no. But no, I'm pretty far removed from having to do that. But I'm pretty excited. And now look, we're doing all the same shit, calling, texting. We're not doing direct mail right now. But
Did that work out well for you or what?
direct mail is so good.
Really?
It's so good.
Do you use the fake checks or what do you use?
We use fake checks. We've done all. It all works. I mean, stuff works better, but the thing about direct mail is it is expensive. I mean, and you have to be willing to give it time. Like, it's not like you're just going to go send out 500 letters and like start getting, phones ringing off the hook. You have to send out thousands of letters to the same people month after month after month. But direct mail has like a hockey stick growth. It's like month 1, you got no calls back. Month 2, you got a couple calls back. Month 3, okay, now we can send. Month 4, okay, we're in. Really interesting. So direct mail is really good, but you have to, you need to say, okay, I'm willing to spend, I would say at least $3,000, I think, because then you're getting like a good amount of mail outs for 3 months, or really ideally 4 on like a campaign. So you need to be able to say, I'm going to spend 10 grand on this over the course of the next 4 months, and be happy with not seeing results until month 4. But direct mail is so good.
That's interesting. Now, I don't know. Is there any regulations or anything on bandit signs?
Yeah, they're illegal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, believe it, man. And yeah.
How are they? Why are they illegal? And how are they?
It's just putting up like advertising, like littering or something. Like, now, I mean, I've done it. So
yeah, would you put like a Google Voice phone number on it or something?
yeah, just put a Google Voice thing, and you people, you say, hey, putting them up because people will see you and they'll start yelling at you and shit. Is what we used to do is we constructed, we got this like long piece of PVC pipe, because the problem with bandit signs is people think, no, No, yeah, just even like the police and shit, and like we call them the sign police. So go and tip them, right? So you have to put them up consistently. Which, if you don't know, bandit signs are literally the signs you see on the side of the road that say, we buy houses cash, as is, any condition, we pay closing costs with a phone number. They would get these long PVC pipe with like this industrial stapler that we drilled in the PVC pipe. We'd smack into the sign so that sign like stuck to it, and then we put up like the wooden telephone poles high as shit with the C pipe. So it was like a pain in the ass to take down, and those would last a while. But dude, bandit side leads are insane. We close like fucking in 1 in 5, like 1 in 5 calls. Because bro, you got to think about it. Somebody's calling like a sign on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like saying we'll buy a house. Like that person probably wants to sell pretty goddamn bad.
Mm-hmm.
So those work, but the thing is, it's not skill. Like unless you have like a team of fucking kids who are willing to, hey, you knew, $1 per sign you put out.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be that expensive though. I mean,
Well, I mean, the signs are relatively cheap, but I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
something that needs to be redone over and over.
oh, sure, I was getting taken down.
Yeah, and I mean, look, they're not going to take you to jail for putting up man signs, but I don't think it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing that we're working on right now is, like I was telling you, we just hired a full-time guy, full-time marketing position, who is going to be running digital ads, so Google, Facebook, or Meta, TikTok, and YouTube. So running ads from there, and basically, hey, we'll buy your house fast, as is, any condition, same thing. And those are the hottest leads I've found. Hottest leads meaning, so I haven't actually run this test, but I've looked at data of basically of all these different marketing sources, and the test was from when this lead comes into your CRM, means somebody calls, they fill out the form, whatever, then talk to a VA, whatever it is, they say yes, I want to sell. The time between that to when the deal actually gets under contract, online digital advertising has the shortest by a very large margin. I think on average for like a cold call, it was like 14 days, 2 weeks. For a PPC,
From your first call to getting on a contract or getting
I'm just saying on average. No, our first call just from getting it on contract. And then for inbound digital advertising, it was 2 weeks. But it's like, bro, it's 7 times less amount of time, but it's way more expensive.
yeah.
But we're starting to do that, and that's the goal. There is being a service that we can open up where people basically, we have a fucking genius marketer who is really good at this stuff, really good at ads, knows how they work, knows how to retarget people and build the funnels for them, like the proper landing page. Because like my website for We Buy Homes Cash, you don't run ads to that. It's not optimized to get people to convert and fill out their information, submit the lead. So you need to build the right landing page, but then you also need to have the proper funnel behind it of emails that go out and a certain cadence to get them primed, and text messages and other kinds of retargeting ads. That once somebody fills out theirs, they're getting still more and more ads, but to push them to even sell them further.
Yeah. So when someone fills out a lead on your website, you're instantly on top of that, right? Or are you setting out emails and all this stuff before that? How does that kind of work?
Everything. I mean, so it's like somebody fills out a form on our website, they're getting an entire drip campaign through emails specifically designed for them being a digital lead. They're getting text messages at a specific campaign that also, this stuff like turns on and on, depend on what stage they are, obviously. So as we move it to like, once we contacted them, right, stuff turns on and off depending on where we move it to. And then, yeah, they're also getting more ads, like, they're getting hit with more ads that are not to get them to fill out anything, just to sell them further. Just say, be like, hey, here's, fucking Johnny and Lucy who sold us their house. They, even though their house was in terrible condition, this and that, we were still able to get them even more than they were asked. We're just more stuff to sell them further.
Did you have someone come in and build out everything for you for RE Simply?
No, RE Simply, we did all. Dude, my dad, Blake, is a fucking,
It's interesting. It's dick, because there's so much on there that you could use that it's.
Yeah, and I mean, we still aren't even using it to our full capabilities. Yeah, I mean, I told you, we really have stopped it. Like, we use RSMP right now, but we're building out our own CRM because of how much Blake White wants things to be done a certain way in there. But yeah, I mean, our thing
Is that going to be a CRM that people can purchase, or is that your she's
I know that's the whole point. Obviously, we want to use it for ourselves to get more deals, but I want to be able to sell it to make more money. Yeah, but it's going to be pretty cool. I mean, I'm excited. It's in the beginning stages. We have a developer working on it. We don't have an MVP yet or anything like that, but I'm excited for it.
yeah?
It's gonna be good.
You train so many people every single week, and you have a plethora of people signing up every month. What is one of the main things that you see new people get stuck on the most and not succeed?
The biggest thing that new people get stuck on is analysis paralysis. They feel like they need to be the master right away, right? You'll never be the wise master if you're not willing to be the clumsy beginner, or however the fuck that saying goes, right? The problem is they say, okay, I can't make calls yet because I don't know how to find cash wires. Yeah. Go find the deal. Finding a cash buyer will be easy. Okay, but what about taxes? Why are you worried about taxes? You haven't made any money. Yeah. Now I get what I get, okay, it's good to think ahead and stuff like this. But when it comes to making money, execution and speed of execution is the most important thing. The sooner I can immediately tell if somebody's going to make a lot of money, and it's because they do exactly what you do and they're making calls right away. Right? You didn't know everything.
Yeah, nothing.
But you don't need to. Like, is what you need to do is go get a good deal, and then everything else I'm telling you falls into place. You'll be able to get the answers for it very quickly. It's not crazy. That's the biggest thing is they get stuck in their own head, worrying about problems that could happen or might happen instead of worrying about the problem they have right now, which is they need more money. And the thing that can solve that is give me a good real estate deal under contract.
I could agree with that too.
Well, and I spend so much time figuring out, hey, how can I make it as easy as possible for some to taking actions, proving spots.
Well, usually I feel like that's not something that you could do, but I feel like you can only push someone so far, or tell and create action.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, you literally hold their hand the entire process. I don't even know what else you could do to make it easier, to be honest. Unless you got it under contract yourself, sold it yourself.
That's something I've literally been trying to think of how I could do that.
Yeah.
And it'd be scalable, but I can't figure out a way. But I'm telling you, right now, our biggest thing, because we're always working on the product and, hey, how can we make sure that, people who come in here are going to get results? And I spend so much time of trying to eliminate that friction just to get them to get on the phone as quickly as possible. And because as soon as somebody does that, right, that is the greatest indicator of if and how soon they're going to make money. Yeah, it's just how quickly they're going.
So also too, to go along the lines of you get a bunch of people that sign up every single month. Obviously, you have the people that succeed, and then you have the people that are probably super pissed off that fail and don't do good, right? How do you help out those people that aren't doing good? Let me rephrase that question. So when people sign up and they make the investment to have a mentor, and then they end up not liking it, and they don't do well, how do you kind of give them a refund, or that's
a great question. So here's the thing. And I mean, as I said earlier, it's not for everybody, but I don't want, when it comes to investing in a mentor, there's two things. Is in the very beginning, I'm winning because you just gave me your money, right? And my goal is to get it to where you're winning because you're making way more money than you spend investing in me, right? Now, if it comes out that it doesn't work for you, you get a 100% refund. Anybody who signs up for the inner circle, you have 90 days where if you go ahead and you do what we tell you to, you make the offers, right? Basically, if you make 60 offers, which over 90 days, there's 20 working days a month. So you get 3 months, 20 working days. If you make one offer a day, 60 offers over those 90 days. And if you just do that and it doesn't work for you, you can't do it, full refund, or I will spend every single day with you on the phone, closing deals with you until you get it thing. Yeah. So we literally eliminate any possibility of you not being successful because as we talked about, do you think that if you go and you made one quality offer every single day to somebody, you made the offer, you went through, did that every single day for 90 days, that you're not going to get a deal?
Yeah. I mean, I 100% agree. And also too, I mean, these people are getting so many offers And at the end of the day, I've closed on so many deals as being the backup offer.
Yeah.
And then I get it for even cheaper than I told them before because the first wholesaler that they're under contract with, they promise them the world. And that deal will fall through, and then they'll be like, "Hey, Hunter, you were right. There, that wasn't real." And I was like, "Okay, well, now I have to be here because you want to do it."
Yeah.
And that literally happened on a deal like a month and a half ago, and I got it under contract, and the lady died 2 days later.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh wait, I think I remember you saying something about that. What happened, dude? Was there just like the you just moved through? Didn't have to go through pro.
Oh yeah, well then I connected her daughter with the probate attorney that I found here. So I mean, I helped them through the whole process. The daughter had no clue. I found them a probate attorney, and then I actually had to go to the funeral home and pick up the death certificate
Yeah.
to take to the title company. And then when I was there, they were like, "Oh, do you want the urn too?" And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm just here for the death certificate."
Oh, what?
But yeah, they're like, "Do you want the urn?" I'm like, "No."
Dude, that reminds me, there was this deal that God, it took like 8 months to finally finish up. And the first time I ever went to the house, this was before I was doing it virtually, it was here. And the first time I went there, this guy opens up the doors. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And I was like, I was there to take pictures. I already had under contract and everything. I'm like, yo, like, and the owner's name, like, told me I should come here. He's like, okay. He's like, fine. And I walk in, this guy's literally laying on the ground. And oh, by the way, the most disgusting I've ever seen. He's laying on the ground with this chick that got a Hungry Howie's pizza box with a empty cart of cigarettes and then a phone laid up against the cigarettes. And they're both laying down on the floor watching TV. Wow. And it's, I mean, I'm telling you, like the most hoarder house. Like there's a living room and there was like a blanket draped over the hallway, and past that, you really walk through. Anyway, I went through, took pictures, got the fuck out of there. Eventually, me and Blake had to go back to that house because apparently the death certificate was somewhere in there.
Oh my god.
Now we had like 40 G's on the line here. So we were searching through this disgusting house, like just hoarder house, just pulling through drawers and stuff to find this death certificate. And we did. Well, I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way it's going to be in here. And we're rifling through this shit. It's all dusty. It's disgusting. There's fucking cockroaches and bugs everywhere. Like, oh, we found this.
And that's the thing too, also. I mean, there's a lot of problem solving that you have to literally be able to just like think out of the box and just have a solution.
Things like what you said, like you went and found a probate attorney and worked through it, right?
So just like you have to think a little bit different, I guess you can kind of say, and like find other ways to sell things. Like for instance, I know some people don't like selling on Facebook, but I've literally just posted on Facebook and like sold tons of properties off Facebook. I know it's just 100% free too.
Well, people think, oh, like the only reason you can do this because you got investors with all this other stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm still selling a quarter of my deals on fucking Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
Or in Facebook groups.
yeah. Like it's like a deal I literally locked up yesterday. It's in Tempe. It's an older guy moving to a senior living home.
Yeah.
I'm literally posting pictures on Facebook Marketplace for him and selling all of his stuff for him.
Oh.
And I'm gonna help him move. That's what I promised.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost a $20,000 deal, so it's like I'll get a U-Haul. It'll be me, and I'll probably get a friend, or like I don't even know. There wasn't that much stuff. I could probably do it myself.
Yeah.
Take me, I don't know, a couple hours, and it's just like kind of things like that you just gotta figure out and
Yeah.
just think outside of the box sometimes, you
No,
know.
but it's things like that. It might seem like a small thing. But for instance, you being able to help that guy move, that could have been like such a big like thing for him of why he couldn't sell his house. If he's like, how the fuck are we gonna move or whatever it was, and then you solving that for him. Now I don't know exactly, but that could be the difference between like getting a deal done or not.
And it was too, because he had two higher offers than what I offered him.
Yeah.
But the reason he liked me is because, well, one, I went to his house and actually met with them.
Yeah.
The other people were just kind of doing it virtually.
Yeah.
And two, I literally promised him that I will personally move everything for him, and he won't have to do anything. So
You saw. I mean, just I know money is now the most important thing in a sale. People just on face value think it is. They care about is whoever's going to give you the most money. When that's just not the case. Right? This guy obviously liked you. He understood you and saw him, and then you did something that was obviously like very big thing for him, and you solved it for him.
yeah. So yeah, like you say too, it's not always the most amount. Like to go, this guy, 90 years old, he has no family here. He had no help.
Yeah.
The only way that he's moving is by me helping him move.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you just kind of got to figure out the actual pain
Right.
that people have and then just dig into that and figure it out.
That's awesome. So when do you know when that's supposed to close?
The 23rd.
Shit, man. Well, the 23rd of this month?
Yeah.
I ain't making the Northeast. If not, it'd be pretty cool. I'll come help you move him. I'll bring like a camera guy and make a YouTube video out of it. You down?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Dude, I literally had to, oh my gosh, been going back and forth with his daughter for all weekend.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, she was a pain in the ass.
The kids, bro.
Dude.
Kids.
So I almost had to double close on it, and then I literally had a buyer already completely lined up, and then he already signed in person, and then she messaged me and was like, we actually don't want to work with wholesalers. So I'm like, well, I already had it sold, and then she was like, I want to go direct to the end buyer. I was like, all right, I'll connect you both, but let's do a 2% broker fee. So I created this like 2% broker fee that she would pay me out at closing. And then she was like, no. And I was like, all right, then I'll just wholesale it. Oh my gosh. I was like, but at the end of the day, it's fun. And it's super rewarding. And I mean, you can make crazy amounts of money just by solving people's problems.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the people are mentally distressed, they're in a distressed situation, or the property's super distressed.
Yeah.
So you just kind of got to figure out which one it is, and
you just get better and better at it. Yeah. I mean, all these things you're doing, it makes doing stuff just in the future, all these other deals, things that used to be like, oh, fuck, like, how am I going to get past this and figure it out? And then once you've done it, it's like, okay, we can do that a million more times.
yeah. To kind of wrap everything up, I mean, at the end of the day, if I could kind of give my feedback and my 2 cents, one, I wish I just would have made the jump earlier and started wholesaling.
Holy shit.
Like when I first saw you posting about it. And number two, if you are going to start, I think you got to go 100% in.
Yeah.
And just do it and just grind. And three, at the end of the day, it is easy, but it's only easy when you put in the work, right? It's a lot of work at the beginning, a lot of grit, a lot of grind, a lot of calling, a lot of no's, a lot of FUs, but keep putting out those offers and they will stick. You will get those deals. And once you get that first, second, third paycheck, you're going to be like, wow, I'm never working for someone ever again. And that's where I am right now. I'm never working for someone again. Another thing I do want to add too, it's February 14th when I created my business. I got this piece of paper and I wrote, never have a boss again. And I underlined again. I have it taped on my wall right here behind my computer, and I look at it every single day.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It is so much better. I mean, it comes with its own other host of challenges. You're obviously responsible for your own living and stuff, but I fucking want that way more than having somebody else be responsible for it. Dude, that's amazing, bro. I really appreciate that. And people don't realize how close they are to being able to be in that position. Yeah. Like, whether you have a job or you're a student or something and you're looking for a way out or something better, like, you don't realize how close you are. It seems like there's a million different things you have to do and start to learn, but it's a simple skill of just learning how to buy properties the right way, understanding how the contracts work and stuff, to where you're not liable, you're taken out of it, you don't have to put up the money, you're not going to lose any money. And those two things together do change a lot very quickly.
And another thing too, I mean, if you literally just follow your process, your script that you provide, I mean, you provide all the underwriting, everything is at your fingertips. If you literally just take action and do exactly what they say, it will pay off.
Right on, man.
So,
Right on.
And honestly, I just want to thank you too.
Dude, thank you, bro. I'm fucking crushing it, dude.
Without you kind of teaching me what to do, I mean, I'd probably be miserable still working for someone.
And you would have figured out one way or another, man. And life always, life doesn't just happen to guys like you. you'll figure out one way or another whether it's this or something. Now, as we've said, I mean, I think wholesaling is, and it's just the best business to get into, especially for beginners. And it just all the things it opens up, bro. As soon as you're like, okay, hey, I want to start buying rental properties. Guess who's going to get the best rental properties?
Yeah.
You, because you can go find them and you can go get exactly what you want for the very best price. Yeah. Guess if you're like, oh, I actually would like to build my own house. Guess who's gonna be able to go find the plot of land for very cheap, or find a house they can get and knock it down. If you're like, oh, hey, maybe I'd like to start investing in Airbnbs. You get them. Oh, I want to get a Section 8 portfolio in fucking North Carolina. You can go get it, right? It's like anything. Like the skill is just so transferable to any part of real estate that just makes everything easier. And if you can get good deals at good prices, doesn't matter what strategy you're doing, you then can go make money.
Yeah.
So.
And that's kind of where I want to get to eventually.
Is I mean,
Flipping.
yeah,
I mean, maybe start off with 2 or 3 houses a year flipping.
yeah. Well, just gonna do one.
Yeah, I know.
Because I fucking hate it.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I don't. It's hard. I was just golfing the other day with this guy. His name's Joe Roth. Introducing to him. He's a really, really big flip. He only flips out here, and he is the end buyer. He's probably done like 50 or 60 flips so far this year. He's a beast. And we were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I just fucking hate flipping. It's like, yeah, man, I just fucking hate wholesaling. I can't do it.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I mean, he's again, it's just different.
Yeah.
They're different things.
Different shows for different folks. Exactly. It's just so nice though, just being able to literally get this DocuSign.
Yeah.
And then just selling that DocuSign and getting the 5-figure checks in 7 to 10 days.
It's the best feeling. Yeah. DocuSign complete, the little subject line.
Yeah.
Yes. And then fucking when you get that email from title, it's like with the fucking preliminary HUD, you see the assignment fee, and it's like, oh, yeah, they sent it excellent. Yeah, most people have to work fucking, months and months or even years for this. And we just kind of made out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. It is.